Hello everyone and welcome back to Destiny. I've been playing Iron Banner pretty much non-stop this week. My number one priority this week is to get the full Hunter armor set as well as the set for my Warlock. I'd like to also get it for my Titan, but I have a feeling that I just won't have enough time this week, which of course may or may not be an issue with the loot system. So in this video we're going to take a look at what I did get, and then we'll talk about the loot a little bit, so let's jump into it. So with Lord Saladin, my primary focus is of course the armor. I think the armor looks fantastic. The weapons aren't too bad, but they are hashtag reskins, and for the most part, the perks aren't anything to write home about, so I'm really after the armor. Now, the issue is, and we'll go over this a little bit later, is that there, I think, is a fundamental problem with using the token system the way they have for the Iron Banner, in addition to some other activities, but mainly the Iron Banner since that's the focus this week. But for the rewards, I managed to get myself 3 chest pieces and 3 sidearms, in addition to some other stuff I did get. But that's really going to be the sort of basis of my frustration, and we'll go over that, like I said, a little bit later. But first, let's take a look at some of that loot. We have the Time-Worn Spire, which is a higher rate of fire pulse rifle than the Nightshade. It works a lot better in PvP, and I actually find it to be very nice in PvE as well. And that is, of course, thanks to its trait Zen Moment. Now, I do think that pulse rifles need a little bit of attention in the next Sandbox update, but as far as pulse rifles go right now, this is one of the best. Next up, we have the Steady Hand, the hand cannon for the Iron Banner, and this is actually a pretty good hand cannon. I was very surprised. It is a high impact tier, but Outlaw does help with the reload speed issues, and I find it to be very effective in both PvE and PvP again, which is very surprising for these weapons. I was not expecting their amount of versatility. And then we have the Fool's Remedy, the good old sidearm. I've got 3 of these to choose from. I'm probably going to dismantle every single one of them, maybe keep one for collection purposes, but I'm generally just not a fan of the full auto Suros sidearm, which is a shame. Now, moving on, another weapon that I got that I think is worth really looking at is the Days Fury, the grenade launcher. Now, of course, grenade launchers did feel a little underwhelming going into Destiny 2, but I think you want to give this one a chance because of spike grenades, which increase its damage on direct hits, and for me, the key of enjoyment and usability for grenade launchers comes with trying to hit those direct hits. Don't try to bounce your grenades all over the place, don't try to delay explosions. Even with the Prospector, my focus is getting those direct hits, and that's how you can get grenade launchers to be more effective. And then we've got the Wizen Rebuke, which is a very good fusion rifle, especially in PvE. You've got max impact here. It does have a slow reload speed, but that is fixed with its trait Backup Plans, which grants you reduced charge time and increased handling speed for a short time immediately after swapping to this weapon. That means you can get off the first couple of shots at the same speed as a low impact tier fusion rifle, and that's going to be especially good for things like the Bathers or any other yellow bars that just have a little bit of health left. And that's pretty much all the weapons I got. The only other weapon that I'm really interested in is going to be the auto rifle. I've heard that's a very effective weapon with the high rate of fire. I also did get the gauntlets and the cloak for my hunter. To complete the set, I still need the helmet and the legs. And that kind of brings us to the loot system. I'm still not 100% sure about how I feel, but something just feels a bit off. I think if they just added in endgame rewards, that would fix a lot of the problems that Iron Banner has right now, which is honestly the lack of incentive to stay inside of a match if it's not going your way. If you're noticing a blowout, for 2 tokens, it's not really worth sticking around, especially since there's no endgame rewards. Combine that with the fact that Quick Play just seems to want to match solo players in with a stacked clan, it can definitely prove to be a very frustrating experience if you're not in the top tier of players. In Destiny 1, we had endgame rewards, which was Iron Banner gear, and it was significantly increased over the normal drop rate for gear. We also had quests and bounties to do to get additional gear, and then on top of that, you could purchase gear directly from the vendor. So there were a lot of different avenues to get the gear you wanted, not just relying on the token system, which honestly I think is one of the reasons this Iron Banner doesn't feel as special, because you're not really showered with loot. And that was kind of the big fun with Iron Banner, is that whether you needed it or not, it would just give you a ton of legendaries. And really, I think it boils down to this. With how random the packages are, like for instance, I'm getting 3 sidearms and 3 chest pieces, you should get a lot more rewards to compensate for that. But maybe this is their intention with this loot system, we just don't know. But think about it, if we did get every single piece of gear now, there's going to be nothing for you to earn next Iron Banner, and are you going to be complaining then? Now, of course, this does open up the topic of the loot system and the token system in general, and I'll save that for a different video, but for now, I'm very excited to keep grinding away at Iron Banner. I'm finally starting to get into my groove, especially with my Warlock, so I'm going to try to stay positive about the loot, and we'll come to a conclusion once this week is over. Now, the only things remaining for me is to complete my armor set for my Hunter, and then I'm going to move to my Warlock, who I desperately want to get the armor set for as well, so I know what I'm going to be doing for the rest of the week. Anyways, let me know in the comments below how you feel about the loot system. Do you feel it's adequate? Are you getting the right amount of legendaries, or should there be more? Let's discuss. Drop a like if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe for more Destiny content. And I will see you all next time.